Prince Albert Grand Council and made this a formal celebration as the years went by. But before that, we know this was our traditional territory. At the signing, we know there was peace pipes that are a part of that. So we have our eagle staff. This eagle staff symbolizes that this territory is Woodline Creek territory. This is our traditional territory, our ancestral lands of our loved ones that have gone into the spirit world. And as we bring in our colors, our flags, representing Montreal Lake Cree Nation, and also Treaty 6 flag, and also our prevention program. It represents this area, this territory, and also our flags that are being carried by our CFP officers. Wutcha! Hoka! As we do in our ceremonies, before we start, we call to the four directions to welcome all the spiritual entities that are in this territory to come and join us. So we say, Sabuita ya, ho ha hai, wutcha. All right, thank you very much, Iron Swing, for that grand entry song. I ask you to remain standing at this time. With all our ceremonies, even our grand entry, we call upon the knowledge keepers, the ones that keep the wisdom of our ancestral people, our ceremonies that we conduct each and every day as we get up each morning with smudge. And when we come to cultural sites like this, we have pipe ceremonies. We have sweat lodges, and also storytelling as we did this morning, and also drum ties as we use our instruments that were given to us to kind of educate our people in regards to what we do around our lodges. Our elders are very instrumental in regards to that. They've lived a long life, they have experiences they want to share with young people, but at the same time introduce the higher entities that we believe in and we follow each and every day. So with that, I'm going to ask my uncle, A.J. Felix from Sturgeon Lake First Nation, to do our invocation.
I want to wish you good morning. Tansin aku magantik. Taga kisigaw. Yoksegwa ko taga mausa kunto ya. Okin waku magan nag Montreal Lake. Muniaw sagay kanit. Mausa kuna taga samino taisi nimo. They gathered their people again. And I'm understanding that it might be about the 48th time that they've gathered their people to gather together and to come and say hello. Some of us, we don't see each other for a long, long time. So they make it an effort to gather their people and to bring them to these grounds, particularly this one. As you know, this is the original treaty site of the adhesion to Treaty 6 by Montreal Lake, Larange, and Peter Ballantyne. This is the original site. In 1889, treaty was signed on these grounds. And in 1889, the elders came together and the people came together and they signed treaty. And I believe the story goes that they used pipe and they used the Bible to sign treaty on this site. So I want to be thankful. My name is AJ. I'm a Treaty 6 Uskapios, our helper. I have been there for 45 years, but I'm also the bundle keeper for Treaties 1 to 11. The pipe and the bundle, along with my wife Patsy. We are the fire keepers across the land on the national crown treaties we made with England and Ireland. So I keep the bundle. In fact, I brought the bundle with me here to Montreal Lake for this serious gathering. It's a sacred bundle, and we had the first sweat yesterday. We conducted the first sweat and the first pipe ceremony for this gathering. We're going to have 4 pipe ceremonies. You are welcome. We're going to have the next pipe ceremony at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. You are welcome. No ako magantik. I know we lost a lot of people. I know we're missing a lot of people. Especially when that COVID hit us. We lost a lot of people. And I know we lost a lot of young people, not only to the alcohol, to the drug problem that we have. We lost them. And I know many of you people came to this camp kind of broken-hearted. I know that. We miss our people. I mean, we lost a lot of elders from this community. They're not with us anymore. But their spirit is here to help us out. I'm going to ask on the spirit of our elders to help us to continue what we're doing here. The chief and your leaders, your council. The Dutch Lara, David Pratt, that's here from the FSIN. Thank you for being here for these people, our people. The Woodland Cree people of the Montreal Lake Cree Nation want to continue to keep their livelihood and to keep their culture alive and to keep their togetherness and their relationship together. Wakuhtuin e peganoihtaki minae timagehtun. Aksena naskuntako aksewigaage semua natsiau. Wigenwis tuhtena mihko mai kapihtakwesmu. I'm going to pray for a little while here for bringing together the opening ceremony, the flags, the Indian flag of the Montreal Lake Cree Nation. That's the feathers. That's the Indian flag of this nation in the Naskumwan.
Felix from Sturgeon Lake First Nation. With that, we're going to get into our flag song. And once again, we ask on our host drum, our drum here today, Iron Swing, to sing that flag song. This flag song, it represents all our veterans. When they went to war, they sacrificed their freedom. They didn't have to, in accordance to Canadian laws and also United States laws, because we were sovereign upon this land before they came here. So what they did is, because they wanted to keep peace, they wanted to make sure that protection over our communities at the time we called reserves and their families, they even thought into the next generation and generation after that. Our old people talk about 7 generations. As they laid in the trenches when they were overseas, as the war was happening, as they laid in the trenches, seeing their comrades going left and right, one blink of an eye, they were gone. They were killed as part of that. It brought humility to our veterans that were there. There's many things that they brought home when we talk about post-traumatic syndrome as they went to war. They never talk about. But one thing they always say, and one thing they always repeat, is that they never want to see that again. They never want to see that for their children, their grandchildren, and the great-grandchildren, and all the ones that are yet to come. That's why they went and sacrificed themselves. And many of them never came back. Many of them they were missing in action as they went overseas with the world wars and all the other wars that followed. So these flags, they represent our veterans, our Eagle staff, our First Nations flags, our treaty flag, and also the services that are provided in our communities. As we can see, our prevention services at Montreal Lake, this whole camp that we see, they put a lot into it so that we can gather here, that we don't see those things that we've seen in the past when we talk about Indigenous social history. We're looking into the future so that our children can be raised alcohol and drug-free. That's what our veterans want to fight for. That's what our veterans asked the Creator for when they were down in the trenches. And many of them, when they came back and got off the ships, they had a lot of burden, a lot of hardships as part of that. We're going to carry on into our victory song. You heard me talk about some of the hardships that we had within our veterans. But at the same time, when they came to be, when they came back, there were many victories that they talked about. And that's what we're going to dance for. All of us, in our own way, have a victory within our life, even if it's getting up every morning when we don't want to. Maybe there's hardships, grieving, relationship issues, even food on the table. Those are some of the things that we talked about, but we know we got to keep going. So this is what this victory song tells us, encourage us. Carry on, you know. So I want each and every one of you to dance where you're at. Acknowledge the Creator that's up watching over us. The ancestors that we talked about that were here, that signed treaties here. Let's show them that we're trying to do the best to get our way of life back. Once again, so that our children, our grandchildren, and the ones unborn yet are going to have the same opportunities as us. Hutcha! Hukka! Woo-ha! Naskutinan, asaminaw, askumats, naskutinan, umagisigaw, katawis kabagusya, nagapimiwat kama, unyaw sa gaygali, kapimaw sa kaya, kapisag itwa, kapi, sikus katwa, utis nigan, ekay tapya, doasimsnan, nusim nanutya, ipsito tabago, apoy tugoy wiskawaw, katuwa bahtamag, Masagito, tumagito, kapitasil ba? Hutya! Hukka! Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we give thanks for this day. Each and every one of us, when we rose this morning, knowing that another day came to us with light as the sun came over the east. And once again, as we looked over, woke up, walked around where we're at, that our family's there with us. As we looked at this camp and all the people that are here, and this beautiful grand entry that we're bearing witness to this day, it's a lot to be thankful for. Hutya! Hukka! So with that, I'm going to do formal introductions of our flag bearers and our Eagle Staff bearers, as we do formally in a lot of our gatherings, a lot of our celebrations. We ask our veterans to be part of that. As I mentioned, a lot of our veterans, they didn't have to go to war. They didn't have to go overseas and put their life on the line, but in our home fires. So that's what this Eagle Staff represents, is all those veterans that never came back also, someone missing. So one of our veterans here with us, Vice Chief of the FSIN, Dutch Larot, is our Eagle Staff carrier at this time. Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, because they go to all our powwows and represent their First Nations. And also we recognize them for the sacrifices that they made as they went overseas. I'm going to go back here to our flag carriers. starting with our Montreal Lake flag, our, our CMP officer, Superintendent Murray Chamberlain. Come forward, Astam. Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Our prevention flag, our prevention services, this is new to our First Nation. As the leadership took the responsibility with prevention program, taking on the funding so that we can target our youth, so that our youth have an opportunity, a chance in the future to better themselves. So with our prevention flag, we got Staff Sergeant Kelly, Brian Kelly, there we go. Come forward at this time, yeah. Our Treaty 6 flag, or is that Every Child Matters? Treaty 6 flag, yep, of 1889. As we know, my Uncle Alan Joe explained, this was the signing site of all the Woodland Cree. In February 25th, 1889, they were called here to sign adhesion to treaty. So carrying the flag at this time, we have Corporal Laurent. Yes, come forward at this time. And we also have with us, she's going to be given an opportunity to speak, but I'll introduce her, Assistant Commissioner Rhonda Blackmore, Commanding Officer F Division here in Saskatchewan. Come forward at this time. Our leadership here at Montreal Lake Cree Nation, also part of Little Red River Reserve 106B. We had a powwow last weekend. It was represented by our leadership. We thank you so much for coming to the south. Hey, that's what we say, to the south. Pasquawinawag. They come and supported us. But our chief here at this time had Molanosa days. I thank you for coming into our teepee this morning and asking questions in regards to ceremonies also. So Chief Joyce McLeod. See, I got it right. Our Vice Chief, I'm going to introduce our First Nations, Dean Henderson. Thank you so much. She's council member, Vice Chief, that speaks on behalf of the camp and the organizing of this area here. Our councillors, look in, I have Carol Nataho also come forward. Carol is all over the place with our athletes and giving them support as they go. Our council member, Arnold Nataho, we call him Bully around here, so come forward, yeah. We got any other councillors there? I'll mention Troy Nataho also. That's been part of the camp, away on business, doing other things. And who else? Oh, Eldon Henderson, Jeff Badger, the Urban, and also our Little Red River Council members, Charmaine Ermine, and also Alyssa Helkin, okay? So those are our leadership here. Go forward. I'm gonna go to our chiefs that are here. I mentioned Vice Chief, Mr. Laroc, that's here, Dutch, for coming here to our community. Also representing the FSIN, we got our Vice Chief, David Pratt. Astam, come forward. And PAGC, Prince Albert Grand Council, our Vice Chief, Smai Tisani. Astam, come forward. Visiting dignitaries, visiting chief, we got Karen Bird, Peter Ballantyne, Cree Nation. I'm getting to everybody here. I mentioned this guy a little earlier. He's the cutest looking guy in this crowd. Yeah, nobody else comes close. There we go. Doyle Vermette, our MLA for our territory here. So come forward. Every year he comes here, every year. Every year he takes money away from us at our poker tournament too. Staff Sergeant Dwayne Whitford, Astam, come forward. Yeah, I didn't have you on the list, but I met you in another life. Hey, I'm just kidding. Okay, our elders. Oh, well, I'll get into prevention stuff after. I'll get our elders first, okay? Our elders already introduced our lead elder for our camp over here, my Uncle Alan Joe Felix, and also my auntie, Patsy Felix. Okay, we want to thank them also. And also our pipe elders, Kelly Daniels, Sturgeon Lake First Nation. He shared a lot of legends this morning, creation stories with the ones that came to the teepee this morning. Little Red River Reserve, late Isaiah was one of our instrumental elders carrying on next generation. We got Gilbert Helkett, asked to come forward. We also ask individuals to come and help us out with our ceremonies because there's a lot of protocols associated with it. And so that people know what they're doing. We invited John Rolette from Sandy Bay, Manitoba to come be with us. Ojibwe, it's an Ojibwe. Every way, he says, every way. Not just Ojibwe, every way, yeah. And now our prevention services staff, just newly formed. We only had one staff meeting so far, and then we get the powwow, we get Molanosa days. We're asked to be there to help the best way we know how, but it's prevention services. Our manager, Norman Ross Jr., come forward. Yeah. Alphonse Lavallee, our prevention worker also. Aaron, is it mental health? The addictions worker, yes, come forward, Aaron. Sati, actually from Montreal Lake, she's a band member here from the Sati family around Tweedsmuir, Little Red. This Mary Lou Lavallee, asked them, come forward. Yeah, I see him. He's not. I can't overcome him. Yeah, yeah. And also Sheraton. I'll just leave it at that. Okay, I'm gonna try. Galarno. I always mix it up. Yeah. Yeah, and also my friend, my brother from residential days, Grand Chief Brian Hardlot. Hi. Thank you so much. Also, our worker, Absalom Helkett. Boy, this guy does a lot with our youth, so thank you very much. Yeah. We have an archery program set up here this week, and Abby and my Jacinda are the ones that are going through the process. And Thursday, we're going to have an actual shoot, okay? A competition shoot. Okay, now our athletes that went to NAG, I think all of them came back with medals. Oh, those three, okay. They're not pointing at anybody, but overall, Team Saskatchewan, big round of applause to Team Saskatchewan. They came back once again with the overall points and took the whole thing once again. But mind you, other provinces and states are getting closer. So, NAG athletes, Grace Flett, asked them. Last time I seen her, she was just like that. She sprouted. Yeah. And also, Sam Helkett, Astam, come forward. NAG, athlete. Gabe Astam, Helkett also. Gerald Bird, come forward. Gerald is not here. Samuel Bird, okay. Gerald's not here? No? What about Gerald Ballantyne? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, Kyrie, right? Kyrie? They tell how. Come on forward. And also, coach, volleyball, gold medal winners, Lonnie Flett, come forward. I'm going to introduce to you our dancers at this time. They're going to do a little exhibition after we do all the speeches, or do it right away? After the speeches, yeah, okay? So stay around, dancers, okay? I'll call you in. Zoe, Ermine, Ross, Jingle Dress, Madison, Gucci, Jingle Dress, ask them, come forward. Mary Helkett, Jingle Dress, come forward. These ones that I'm calling were part of Montreal Lake and the program that they set up. They made their own outfits, so they started a powwow club. So we're very thankful to Bev and the others that were involved with this, okay? Enbury? Is that how I say it? Yeah? Emberly, Curry, come forward. Holy, why don't these young ladies have a simple names like Jane or something, you know? Daylin, I think. Huh? Donnie Lynn, there we go. They know how. Jeez. Aaliyah Johnson, come forward. I got one more there. I don't have a name for you. Eva Ross, Astam, come forward. These are all our jingle dress dancers. They made their own outfits over the winter months, and some of them I see now on the powwow trail as they went out and about dancing the best way they know how. So with that, I'm going to ask some speakers to come forward, but we'll start. FSIN executive that are here at this time. I don't know how the ranking goes, if David first or if it's Dutch first. Okay, Dutch. He pointed with his lips already, yeah. It's your turn, yeah. Come, Dutch. Yeah. David pointed with his lips. Let him speak first.
Okay, thank you, Elmer. And good afternoon to all of our respected knowledge keepers, our elders, our youth, all of you, Kakiao. Also, all of our ceremonial folks that are here as well. All of our special guests, Chief Rhonda and your team. We acknowledge you, Chief Joyce, Chief Karen, my colleagues on the executive. I want to bring you greetings on behalf of your organization, your FSIN, your Federation of Sovereign Indigenous Nations. I also bring you greetings on behalf of the Veterans Association of Saskatchewan. There was many veterans that were from Montreal Lake proper, but also from this area that went to war. So on behalf of them as well, bring you greetings, acknowledge each and every one of our community champions that are here. That if it wasn't for our community champions, we would be nowhere as a nation. All the ones that volunteer their time, all the ones that unselfishly give their time, all the ones that give their homes to those that don't have homes. We acknowledge you, we thank you, we salute you. As we continue, Chief Joyce, to host this wonderful celebration of our culture, that residential school shadow gets shorter and shorter because most of you are all descendants of residential school survivors, if I can call them that. Although the fight is not over for recognition of Timber Bay, we won't give that up. Your chief and council won't give that up. Chief Karen won't give that up and her council. And Chief Tammy won't give up that fight to have that recognized. So, Akamemo, on behalf of your organization, again, Chief Bobby Cameron, Vice Chief Ali Bear, and Vice Chief Heather Bear, and of course my colleague Vice Chief Pratt. We wish you well as you continue to refine your understandings, your know-how on how our old ones survived in this land, in this beautiful territory. Last but not least, to our drum group. Thank you all for coming in. And we wish you a wonderful 4 days. Elmer, thanks for being the wonderful MC that you are. You go say hi, hi.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dutch Larock, FSIN Vice Chief. I'm going to introduce to you at this time our chief here in Montreal Lake Cree Nation and also Little Red River Reserve 106B, Chief Joyce McLeod. I'll stop there.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Gitna. First of all, I want to acknowledge the creator for bringing us here all together. To be Midagisigansia, to Midawanskaya, and to be able to gather here today and each and every day. Nanaskamo, AJ Felix for the prayers. Nanaskamo, drummers, Iron Swing. Nanaskamo, all these all the delegates that are here, the RCMP, and like AJ told you this morning, this afternoon, this event started years and years ago, maybe less than 40 years ago. And we're just thinking about 36 years. And it's how it started is by some former leadership. And the reason for coming together here in Molanosa was to come and clean the graves. That's all it was. And over the years, it has grown. Even today, when you look around, imititse campers, imititse kiteag, imititse our visitors from different communities. Igomina our chief Nanaskamaw, Mr. FSIN, Chief Secretary of PAGC, and my colleague, Chief Karen. But I want to acknowledge the prevention team for giving us the money to be able to fund something as big as this occasion here. And if it wasn't for prevention, I said we'd be struggling trying to find money to put this on. So thank you, Norman, and your prevention team. Thank you. And the reason, and this is the first time they've had the pipe ceremonies. Sweats, and you know that's for me, for myself and the council. That's where you find the healing. That's where we find a lot of us are hurting. We have trauma from our past lives, from our lives, from our families. And it stems back to day schools, residential schools, and all that trauma that we faced, our parents faced. So when you think about that, I think we're all here because we want to heal. We're all here because we want to partake in special events such as this one here. It's getting huge. The RCMP that are here, I want to acknowledge you. We have Victim Services, RCMP. We have the health clinic. We have all different organizations here now. Coming together, working together, and that's what our nation's all about. I'm going to say hi. Once the CNA Sports and Recreation, you played a big part in this. Thank you, Ungo. Thank you, Vice Chief. Hi.
Okay, thank you very much, Chief. Matrale Cree Nation. Again, we go back to our FSIN, our provincial entity that's here represented by our two Vice Chiefs. I want to call forward Vice Chief David Pratt.
Thank you, Elmer. First of all, Kitatam Scott Dinawa, Wago Gamuntik, David Pratt, Nasigo San, Muscapeting, Ochinya. I want to acknowledge the elders that lifted the pipes this morning, AJ for the invocation, Iron Swing for bringing us in today, boys, and I acknowledge the drum and the songs that were sung. I acknowledge all the leadership that are here, my colleague, Vice Chief Lara, our elders, AJ and Patsy, are always there, everywhere, supporting everybody, north, south, east, west, you name it, they're there helping out. Chief Joyce, as well as the council too, as well. Rhonda and all of your associate superintendents that are here, thank you for being a part of this, our Red Coat Protection treaty partners, and of course, Grand Chief Hardlock, Vice Chief Tassani, and Chief Karen Bird, and of course Doyle. Doyle is everywhere all the time. He's a man on a mission. So we acknowledge for all the hard work he does for Cumberland too as well. So thank you, Doyle, for being here. It's a good day to be with all of you here this afternoon. And I want to acknowledge all the prevention team and everybody that's worked so hard, Ungo and Vice Chief Henderson and the council that have all stepped up here to help. It takes a lot of work to put on an event like this. You don't just wake up one morning and everybody's here. It's months and months, literally, and weeks of fundraising and organizing to bring something like this together that all of the membership that could take and the young people can enjoy. So I want to thank you for putting on the great work that you've done as an organizing committee, and for all the volunteers and everybody that comes home this week. Have a good time, enjoy yourselves, and it's good how we gather to remember. It started out as a flower day. It started out as remembering our ancestors and the ones who left, and now it's gone and grown into a big annual event every year. And we think about the treaties, and we think about what that still means to us. It has not changed, and it's good for our young people to learn about the treaties and to remember we still have a treaty, we still have rights, we still have something that we can hold on to and continue to pass down to the next generations. So as Vice Chief Laurent has said, Chief Cameron sends his regrets. He could not be here, but he did say to bring forth his greetings, as well as Vice Chief Ali and Vice Chief Heather too as well, our colleagues that are on the executive. But let's have a good time over the next few days, enjoy yourselves, and let's just enjoy one another's company and relax and be safe. Hi, miigwech, mercy cho, padamia and panamia.
Thank you so much, Vice Chief Pratt. We also want to recognize some of the people that are behind the scene when we talk about Molanosa Days, sports, culture, and recreation. A very instrumental person in that capacity as chairman. He always hides out in the back over here. But without him, a lot of this organization, a lot of this structural things that need to happen, he does all of that, making sure the committee does their job individually. So Roger Bird, thank you very much for all that you do, okay? And also our cooks over here, as you see our kitchen line, our food line. We have traditional food on the other side. The cooks also, we want to thank them for all of that. Our security, making sure the ones that drove in with those big RVs, all the cars were moved, making sure that they were able to park right without interfering with traffic. So we want to thank security last night for what they did. And our camp was really quiet. Everybody went to bed about 10 o'clock, I believe, was curfew, 11, except for a couple. Hey. But now I want to introduce to you from our Prince Albert Grand Council that represents 12 First Nations within the northern, southern, Athabasca, and eastern sector territory. I want to call up at this time. We went to school together in residential school. We stayed in the same cottage. We grew up knowing each other as brothers. So I want to call up Brian Hardlock.
Thank you, my brother Elmer. Hello, I'm not Johnny Cash. I fell into a burning ring of fire. Kinotita tamaskat na, mahumagantik, my relatives, to timitig my friends. Bidosan, ilamit pimamuhintuak, itag mo sumpanok, kukumpanok, kagipigmastagos, ipamatuin, asutamagiwin. Nice to gather in the site again, in the signing of the adhesion, Treaty 6 adhesion. 1889 people here in Molanosa. Glad to be here. Kagito, kita tamaskat na amin ha. Nigan kiti ya, kay pido tinamago ha, kami do pamuet ya gumotano sa AJ Felix Ritak. Stimo. Tini. Tatamasko with the Samagan Sec. I acknowledge the RCMP, our treaty partners here. Commissioner Rhonda, thank you very much for being here in attendance in this very, very historic, important site. FSI, my colleague Joseph, and also Peter Ballantyne Cree Nation, Karen Gitatamskat Doyle, to the RCMP. Kitawagi, Modagin to his Tibidaga, Titago, Kidomin Ango, Rasta Vice Chief Henderson. Tinige Rudy back there. Kitiayak. Tatutagaya Tamiskat Nakinanas Kumit Nan, the elders that are present, we acknowledge you and we also thank you. Uskayakmi, not the youth that are here, thank you for you've made us very proud of the athletes that were here in the Indigenous Games. Very, very proud of you. Uskayak Tatutagaya to the youth that are present, to the youth that are present, to the children that are here. Awasi sak ayak we love you. Your leadership love you. Your parents love you. Your grandparents love you. Your teachers love you. Remember, you, the children, you are loved. Igo samaga, motsigitak, afan, mamit suk, eat, mistahe, eat lots. Motsigitak at samustatuk, tell each other stories. Abut tugimi nagimitaw na bingo, motsigitak. Iksubuagit na ano sumutagagisagak. Nanas ko muni pitotego agotak siwatsit mantumano. Tindi, hey.
Thank you so much, our Grand Chief of the Grand Council.
Presentation here to help out with maybe some tobacco for the elders or whatever. Chief, if you want to come over here, Vice Chief will present the check to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your donation, also the Prince Albert Grand Council. Okay, poker's happening next 3 nights, so me and Joyce, we're going to split this. Ooh, that's going to be doing a lot of kicking, yeah. Chase them all away. Okay, next, I want to ask also from Prince Albert Grand Council, representing our Northern Athabasca Territory, 3 First Nations that are there, Mr. Smai Tisani. There we go.
Thank you, Elmer. My real name is Joseph Tisani. A lot of friends and people know me by Smai, my nickname. I do want to acknowledge Iron Swing, the drum group, very important, not just to acknowledge them, but continuing the tradition of the drum, the importance that it has within our First Nations community. So I want to acknowledge the drum group that continue to come out and support the Grand Council and our communities and encouraging our young people. They see, they want to follow, so I acknowledge you all. And also to AJ and Jake, the rock and roller, the legends, the Northern legends, I do acknowledge them. They always entertain our communities and continue to support our communities and within the Grand Council. I do want to acknowledge Wanda, that's back there. Wanda, I think Mackenzie, Kelly, I think it is now. She's recently just got married, so I want to congratulate her and Brian. And she's out here. Yeah, maybe give her a round of applause. They tied the knot finally after 30 years. But Wanda's out here, you know, within the Grand Council, we've been advocating for police force for within our communities. And Wanda's been active, you know, working with the RCMP. She's out here trying to recruit new officers. So I encourage the young people to go talk to her and see if there's an interest. You know, we got a lot of good athletes, a lot of talent within our communities, and why not? We need the RCMP. We need, you know, there's a shortage of RCMP right across the country, and we want our people to be in there to make our community safe. I think that's very important. We want our kids to grow up in a safe community where they can be the best that they can be, either in sports, community engagement, like healthy living and all that. So with that, I do want to acknowledge Roger too, and like very important, all the volunteers, the cooks, the people that are coming out, the young people that is here, take part. There's going to be I'm sure there's going to be some good music. There's going to be some great activities for everybody to take part. Grand Chief mentioned, I think he mentioned in Cree that there's going to be some bingo as well and all the other fun stuff for everybody. So take advantage. This is your time. have fun, stay safe, support one another, talk to the young people, include them in your activities. And I do want to acknowledge the RCMP that's here, very important. And we continue to work with them, Vice Chief Lara, FSIN and Vice Chief Pratt, Karen Bird, PBCN Chief, Grand Chief Hardlot, Chief Joyce, Montreal Lake Council, Dwayne. We have a lot of good people around us here. So continue, have a good time. Masicho.
Thank you so much. We got a few more to get to. I just want to remind NAG athletes, don't be going anywhere. We're going to be honoring you, so stay around, okay? Don't be going anywhere yet. Okay, we got visiting dignitaries that are here with us within the Woodland Cree territory. As you know, Woodland Cree encompasses Peter Ballantyne, Lac La Ronge Indian Band, and also Montreal Lake Cree Nation. But today I want to introduce Chief Karen Bird. Astam.
Pinanas ko mitnao an usul tapi tutik nimiti ni ste piwi sami ka yan tinigin to nigi piwi sami ka yan minanas ko mau anu chaper Mr. Magwak our elder mino ay ka the drunk group utakaya sik minagi daw kite yago tapi tak snega nus simagan sek minu takaya sik nananas ko mawak mo tigin stutago Maika ay pa upaw ko chon ubut sini de ko tigo chupigyan at tigo sagay gani nutawi ay ka Gilbert igwan ni gawi pan Teresa Moore kisidigaso lumusumpan Thomas Clarkey daw lugumpan Charlotte Mrasti palakanunse igwa ni Papa ay ka utawi pa na ay ka Piermorn, Chipiat kitaw, kapit tigigit yung ekskidima Piermorn kitaw no musumi ko lugom Veronica McCollum, Morn. Ikututin nila ko chipad yan, ma nimiliti na nusuti, ipi situskok nista, niwitsuagan my colleague, Chief Joyce, ay ka nimiliti naman na nisto kapi mamoy tuak, nimilita man iwap mo ko itno, gimilita ko, Mina imitit sige dugit nuak idong stegi wai tatugis sigai muta tamak mogikskiti nano kiwadosit nugap muta tak ma kaki tasagi tuak minata midatuta tuak to be kind and loving caring to one another. I think that's one of the things that I've learned as I travel, the many miles I travel. I just went to Halifax needs to go and to support our youth. We had 59 youth from PBCN attend NAG, and I congratulate the Montreal Lake Cree Nation youth that went there. It was a lot of work for you to get there. I thank you parents, I thank you community for supporting our youth to do that. It takes a lot of work and teamwork. And I just want to say I thank you everybody here. If you didn't understand me, I spoke in my language. I'm from the Woodland Cree area, the Rock Cree, and I like to speak my language whenever I can. And I'm happy to be here as a chief today. As a chief of Peter Ballantyne Cree Nation, I serve 8 communities of 12,000 people. We're the biggest band of Saskatchewan. And the meanest band. Just kidding. At least they're mean to me. No, they're really kind-hearted people. I just came from Pelican the other night. I went to join them in their fish derby. I'm not a fisher person. I don't really enjoy, casting. But I actually had a lot of fun with the group that I went with. We ate lots of bannock and click and garlic. Traditional food snack. But I thank you. I'm happy to be here and to visit with you. I was here, this is my 3rd time being here with you. Last year, I think it was last year, we made a boat ride to the cabin. That was the highlight. And I hope we go on a boat ride today. Maybe not, it's raining. But anyway, thank you. The cooks, for the volunteers, the prevention, I wanted to say thank you to, the government for giving that prevention money to the First Nations. That's the first time we've had that prevention money. And we just had our conference. And thank you, prevention workers, for serving your community. That's great work you're doing. We just had our prevention conference last week. We have a staff of 30. And we've worked, hard, and I know you guys are gonna get there and have more staff filling in those positions. If you see job opportunities, apply for them. Help out your community to prevent the kids and not being in the system anymore, like the CFS system. Their kids belong with their moms and dads. We need to help our parents stick with the family. That's the way to go, to have healthy communities. And we invited all our committees and our boards and our directors. We had 300 people, and it was one of the best conferences they said we had. And that was towards working together. We had to have a lot of hard talks. A lot of people said things that the other people didn't like, but it needed to be said, and so we know where we're going. So I'm really thankful for that. I thank you for the elders. I have family in Montreal Lake Cree Nation. I say hello to my family and my friends and the people I've met over the past couple of years. But I know I'm talking too much now. So thank you very much. Thank you to not Chiefs for being here. RCMP, thank you for your service. God bless.
Thank you so much, Chief Karen Bird from Peter Valentine Cree Nation. She looked at me and I didn't think she noticed, but I rolled my eyes. No, I'm just kidding. Nice speech. Thank you very much. We got a few more individuals we want to get to before we call it the speeches, and then we'll start doing our presentations. Our MLA for this district, this area, like we always say, Doyle Vermette is always here. Molanosa days, he stays poker night. That's Wednesday night. They topped it up by $2,000. But this time the money's staying here. You're not getting nothing. Hey, I'm just kidding.
Budget cuts, I hear them. It's an honor to be here, but before I do, I would acknowledge the prayers and blessings that have been said. Drum group. Our leaders that are here from all over, supporting Molanosa Days the way they always do. To the team, I'm going to take about 25 minutes because I know you guys are all bored of listening to speeches. But on a serious note, I'm just honored to be here just to take part in the opening ceremonies. And I know you're going to have a lot of great times. You'll share your stories. To those that are doing great work, prevention recovery, you're going to have an opportunity to touch our young people. And I think about my grandkids. I'm honored, and I've been blessed with 17 grandkids, 5 chapans, and most of them belong to Montreal Lake, Peter Valentine, or L'Orange Band. So here's a Métis that's really got the roots tied in. And I say that with nothing but respect. I thank you for teaching the culture, the language, those elders. Remember that to our young people who are struggling. There are so many problems that we see, and we try to help our young children, the next generation. So you're here celebrating the culture. It's important that we make sure our young people feel a part of it. And I just want to thank you for doing this. It's important. So many of them are struggling, and we've lost so many young people. I'm not going to be here long today because I'm going to be heading back. I'm going to go meet the suicide walkers are bringing awareness for suicide. I'm going to go join them and have supper with them, bring them a meal. I just want you to know, think about them and their prayers and those families that have been touched by suicide. So many. Just remember those families. We have more and more. And I think in a positive note, I want to just leave you let's look out for one another while we're here. Celebrate. Let's have some laughter, our humor. There's lots of hope. And I see that. We have lots of hope. Have some fun. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the language, the culture. And let's just have a great celebration. Let's let our young people know they have a lot to be proud of. with that, I'll say Tinigi for everything.
Thank you so much, Doyle. We're going to get into our representation. Assistant Commissioner Rhonda Blackmore, is that how I say it? Yeah, F Division. We ask you to come forward, and like we say, our treaty signing took place here in 1889. Our partners at the treaty signing were the Redcoats as part of that, okay?
Thank you. It's certainly an honor to be here today. I'd like to acknowledge the elders and thank Elder AJ for the prayer and starting us in a good way. Also like to thank all of the Vice Chiefs, Grand Chief, Chief Joyce for being here and for allowing us to be part of today's celebration. It is absolutely an incredibly uplifting experience to see so many people here gathered to celebrate culture and to learn new things about culture, to see the youth here. As it was mentioned, we have Kim and Wanda who are here, part of our Indigenous recruiting unit. Last year when we were here, it was just starting out. And here we are a year later, and they have had over 100 Indigenous applicants from Saskatchewan First Nations and communities apply to the RCMP. This is how we're going to make a difference. We're going to continue to build on the great work being done in our First Nation communities by our RCMP members, but we're going to have Indigenous RCMP members who are representative of the populations they police. And that's how we're going to make a difference. It builds on what our prevention workers are doing, making a difference in their communities, giving hope for the future. Our NAIG athletes, when we see the incredible impact they have, that teamwork, that striving for athletic excellence, all of those positive things, we're going to see great things for our youth. Anyone who has an interest in the RCMP, I encourage you to speak to Wanda and Kim. They're great individuals and they'd love to have a conversation with you because we would love to see more Indigenous representation within the RCMP in Saskatchewan. So thank you very much for having us here today. We greatly appreciate the opportunity to be part of this great celebration in this wonderful place. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're going to have one more speaker. Don't go anywhere, okay? NAIG athletes, stay around. We're going to do some presentations. And also, Lake Marcel Bird family also, we ask you to stay around. We're going to do some honoring and some presentations. As you know, Woodland Cree territory, there's lots of areas that's traditional land. We look at this area. How many trap lines encompass the lake and also the northern territories, also to the east and a little bit to the south, okay? The president of this northern part of the Trappers Association is here with us today. So, Mr. Carrier, I ask you to come forward at this time. We're going to acknowledge you. We know you bought 1,000 pickerel with you today, 4 moose, 3 elk, 16 deer, and 1 cat. Yeah.
Thank you. Kapemagi cheyo. Iste ki pesami ka ano tayo. Kuma this gathering I said to Agiagi ni that asked me to run for the president. And they're all from Montreal, Lake Motocha. Egita ik nanena wanista. Isko kaskita na yo. Pigiske ane newanita gumay or pigiske no so. Stay mineni tena yo. Pigiske kumpatan. For the president, and we can start the boga you. And when you get there, can you come again? Tagagini, you go down to you pine house, stay you. Minani Tanuti, you don't tell me to get away from me. And RTA, you know, you go down, no burden. So, Mr. Stanley Palm, what there one, Papa, we skin up behind Minaka, I am and no way, I need stuff. Kena pisik mana kena simus yang mana ya, maka ini itu dia emang we guan ista kena ini we anayo, tapi stako makini kita yamin we ni stayo, anu te kumtan yo, Scots kena ini we agak kawanita kuma, kena ini we no, ista ini mana ni te ini China om ista umutan, Ape momento e kutayo. Pea e kute pe mitsu e ke papi e ke ligato e ke scusa e te todo leader Brian. E dole. Muchikita aguta momento akinayo. Piata kai taga migisia kute kachimuak kayas nige yo. Eskuni naite anmana. Ega gawani kiskisto tutoago wanige yo. Ega nesu ago agi peikuta chiku wata wanige waski. Cumberland House ni nang chu waskai ngani Pelican iswe. Kagano wanige skana ite tute o de pamamento chitas kusumo tamang lusa visto. I'm Bluffis ni gachigate on na naskina no tema ni tawan tunanistana tatuaske magamistani mamici na mo taya e kuni cheti ako te pitute ek minoske matsa ko vota pitute che anuchke ke se ako tanigwa na te tagupanya we saw quite a few tents on the road but I saw the smallest tent that no got tega ste utani so asa ka poche sage chika set no wow asa no yo ya chika Pitute como vino tasquiote e peace copiate kute pitute che pe momento che tu ne vino no agucci che thank you kai now pegi si puta na pegi si koi mara uni style one bit of money thank you very much and have a good day I would say hi hello.
I don't know if you guys seen that, but I was motioning time out. Yeah. Thank you very much for coming this way to our gathering here at Molanosa. What we're going to do now is we're going to call forward our manager from Prevention Services of Montreal Lake, and also a couple of our workers are going to do some presentations to our NAG athletes. We don't want it to go unnoticed because this moment and the moment they spent at NAG could be the turning point in what they do in the future as leaders and also role models to everybody that's here at the same time. Okay, so with that, I'm going to turn the mic over to Norman Ross Jr., traditional. No, I'm just kidding.
Thank you, Elmer. First of all, I'd like to call up our NAG athletes that were part of our grand entry. Gracie, Gerald, Sam, Lonnie, Gabe, Kyrie. Sam and Gabe. Membership on behalf of the Montreal Lake Cree Nation and Prevention Services. The first individual has been part of Sports and Rec his whole life. He's a former leader, former Sports and Rec director, and as far as I can remember, he's been part of Molanosa. He's been has been a big part of this event getting bigger every year. It's my honor to call upon Roger Bird. Thank you, Roger. Okay, this next individual is walking in the footsteps of his father as being one of our most respected and greatest leaders of the Montreal Lake Cree Nation. Since he's been elected as vice chief first time around, I don't think he's missed one event. He's been very involved in making sure all of our community events are successful. The second individual I'd like to call is Vice Chief Dean Henderson. And the third individual I'd like to call, a lot of our young people that are now adults, even our youth, a lot of the people in our whole community are now hunters and trappers and fishers and medicine pickers. because of this next gentleman's teachings. He does all of our land-based teachings across the lake at Petoskey now. And I'm very proud to have him as a member of our nation. Third individual I'd like to call is Jared Nelson. And the last individual I'd like to call is a former addict, and he wanted a better life for himself. So he started becoming a praying person, and he sobered up, got himself an education, a lot of work experience. Now he's a wonderful father. He's a great friend. He's a great son, and as of recently, he's a great grandfather. And he's a grandfather, but he's great at it. Last individual I'd like to call is my own prevention worker, Absalom Halkett. Okay, Aaron and Sheridan, you may address each of our individuals in a blanket, starting from the last to this way. The teaching of a star blanket in Cree culture is when presenting a star blanket, it's one of the highest honors we can give somebody. It shows how significant and important they are in our community. And the idea of sending them home so that they're comfortable at home, they're warm at home, shows that we care about them. So on behalf of Prevention Service, we wanted to honor our athletes, our coach, and these four men that make our nation a better place. So real fast, a truck needs to be moved. FXF. 4-wheel drive, 977 MWR. Please move your truck. We think that's Brent. Brent, move your truck. During our pipe ceremony this morning, we smudged all these star blankets just to signify that we're cleansing them before we give them away. I'll just keep speaking while I finish. Just want to say I'm na naskaman. Luasin kiksi paya. Naskaman tanawao. Yahweh's kapi and tutumik. And to all our visitors, all our delegates, all our dignitaries, our drum group, our pipe carriers. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming to our event this year. It's only getting bigger and more special to each and every one of us. And now that they're all dressed in their blankets, ladies and gentlemen, your NAG athletes and our wonderful honorees.
We got one more Star Blanket presentation we want to do. As you know, over the years, the cultural part, the ceremonial part of Molanosa, it's slow in coming, but we also recognize that as time goes on, there's acceptance in regards to our traditional ceremonies that took place at the signing site. When we talk about, yeah, we're going to do that, yeah. Over on this side, Harold Johnson, the camp that we have, land base, there's a memorial site there in regards to the Treaty 6 adhesion signing of our Woodland Cree in 1889. That's the year that they signed treaties in February, dead winter. So in saying that, over the years, there's different elders that have come through this camp, late Isaiah, Lawrence Ballantyne, Wilson Ballantyne, and most recently, we had one go into the spirit world, Marcel Bird. He played a big part in all of that. So I'm going to ask Darlene and your family, we're going to gift you with a star blanket. And then we're going to do an orange song for all the ones that were gifted with the star blanket. So ask them, Darlene, come forward. Yeah.
Okay, while they're coming, I want to invite Chief Joyce. Where is she? Joyce, just for all your support to prevention services and to all the cultural initiatives we're trying to accomplish, we want to gift you with something as well. For those of you that know, I'm also an amateur painter, so I painted the original of this, so I'd like to give the chief a print. In ceremonies we do, Hummingbird, it holds a special place in those ceremonies. And I painted this for my daughter, so I'd like to give this gift to our Chief Joyce Nahaha.
You know that painting there that Norman's did? I taught him everything that went into that painting. I'm just kidding. I can't even draw a stick man. Darlene Astam Gistawaw Gia Iwi Mita plus your family. Kan stone nagawi awi nagiyawaw tan siginapi migi piswichi tatuta. So star blanket, we got some ladies, can we bring one star blanket over there? Yeah. One, yeah. So thank you to your family for carrying on those traditions that was taught to you. I know last year in Little Red, we did a big do in regards to our powwow in recognizing Marcel because he was very instrumental along with his family and his kids, his grandkids that carry on that powwow way and also carry on the culture camp that's part of our community. So thank you very much. Darlene Astam, where's our, right there, right there, Nipo, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna give you and gift you with a star blanket in recognition of the time that was given from Marcel. And at times I know it took away from the family, but he gave us all the wisdom, the knowledge, and the teachings that he shared with us. So thank you very much, all of you, the daughters, the granddaughters, you know, thank you. I know we did a big thing in Little Red last year at the powwow. We had also a special that we did a chicken dance, and also we honored him when we did our whistle ceremony as part of our community healing when we get together in Little Red. Yeah. So with that, like I said, we have our singers that are here with us, Iron Swing. They represent their community quite well over the past how many years that they started into using this drum as a way of healing and as a way of traveling around the power trail year in and year out. And one thing I want to mention with this drum group, and that's why we use them, utilize them as much as I can in a way when I have some responsibility, some delegation, is that they're alcohol and drug free. This drum group, that's what they do, and that's what they promote. And thank them very much for how they carry themselves, conduct themselves also. So hi to both of you, all of you, not just both of you. Hey. Okay, when we're ready, we're going to do an honor song to all the ones that we recognize today as part of our community and also part of what we do here in this big picture of prevention and trying to help our young people eventually down the road, like these athletes becoming role models. You got to carry yourself. People know you went and represented Team Saskatchewan. The way you conduct yourselves around gatherings, around ceremonies, people are watching you. People are listening to what you say. So we ask you, I know it's a lot of responsibility, but this is how we recognize you. Like our leadership here before you, all the things that they've done over the years and the recognition that they're getting today. So we thank all of them, and also the elder that we mentioned, Marcel Bird. So Iron Swing, I ask you at this time, let's sing an honor song in honor of all the people we recognize today here at Molanosa Days. Ask all of you to rise once again, remove your caps. Even though you got messy hair, just take your cap off, yeah. Just hang on, dancers, we'll give you a song, okay? Thank you, Iron Swing, for that honor song for all the individuals we recognize today. And thank you. Continue on, carry on with what you do, okay? So with that, we're going to get into the next part of our agenda. We want to recognize, yeah, that's it. Yeah. Don't go anywhere, dignitaries. We still want to do presentations, okay? Just hold on there. Just the 2 minutes. We don't want to be there for 2 3 hours. We're into the third hour. That's all right. We're doing good, yeah. Indian time, that's what we call it. And I always say, isn't it a good day to be Indigenous? Yes, it is. It's a beautiful day. Here in the bush, where our ancestors used to come and spend their summer months harvesting, you know, that was part of their lifestyle. So whenever you're ready, Chief Joyce McLeod, I'll start doing my introductions. Jesqua, he said, keep talking. Okay, I'll talk. Oh, Vice Chief, I got it here. I got it. Okay. You know what, a promise I made her when she became chief? No, I didn't. I always tease her, yeah. We'll leave it at that. Yeah. Because I can never introduce her name right. Bird, Nadahow, McLeod, you know, all those last names. So, and Little Red, I promised her, you're going to carry the name Valentine one of these days. Time's running out, yeah. Okay. It was it? Okay. Okay, there we go. Approval made by the chief, so let's do this, okay? We want to thank our leadership from different organizations, First Nations community, for coming here at this time. So I'm going to call up, first of all, Woodland Cree, Peter Ballantyne, Chief, Karen Bird. Ask them. Right there, right there. They're going to give you present you with something, okay? And I'm going to teach you a Cree word that we have down south a little bit, okay, with the white dialect. Hippopotamus, okay? We don't say it the way Abel says it. We do it a little different, okay? But there's that presentation to you. Yeah, thanks for coming out, supporting us. And blessings to your communities, blessings to your First Nation. And don't forget their host next week, Stapinani. They're hosting the Woodland Cree Gathering, okay? So you're more than welcome to come, okay? But the word I'm going to teach you is hippopotamus. Hey, you like that? The further north you go, they say the hippopotamus gets heavier, eh? Yeah, instead of 2,000 pounds, 4,000 pounds. Okay. What we're presenting to you, the star blankets, and also that comes from Thunderchild band member, and baskets come from Black Orange Indian band. Okay. Okay. Next we got Grand Chief Brian Hardlock. Ask them. As you always remember, those of you that are out there, everywhere you walk, everywhere you step, it's all Indian land. Remember that, okay? And he carries that T-shirt proud too. Grand Chief Brian Harlock, thank you so much. I got stories about him too. When we used to share the same dorm, eh? We all had one saying, skunk boy suck skunk. We were in an old barn up in a hayloft. There was a skunk down there. One of the boys got a big rock, threw it down on the skunk, and it squirted all over us. Eh? Oh, the smell coming back to the cottage. But what we tried to do is get the smell off us. We found a big puddle. We all got naked and swam around, eh? But when we got there, supervisor said, "What's that smell?" We all pointed at Brian. Okay, next one, Vice Chief Joe Tassani. Ask them.
Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
Thank you so much for Vice Chief for coming. Yeah, all these years. supporting us. Okay. From our Federation of Sovereign Indigenous Nations, our Vice Chief, David Pratt, Astam. Thank you so much, Vice Chief. Also, we want to call forward Federation Sovereign Indigenous Nation Vice Chief, Dachlarad, Astam. Okay, and I want to thank Vice Chief at our powwow. I was bugging him about his medallion for how many years with the FSIN logo on there. He gifted it to me at our powwow, so thank you so much for that, yeah. He's going to say a little bit before we go carry on here. I told him 30 seconds.
Friends and relatives, I too was remiss. I wanted to acknowledge all of the relatives here in Montreal Lake. As you know, I was back then adopted into the late Alan Bird family. So I acknowledge each and every one of you. And I wanted to say that as paying homage not only to our late dad, Alan Bird, but to all of the veterans that were here from Montreal Lake, I wear my beret in honor of them. Ego say, hi hi.
Thank you so much. Okay, our MLA for our area here, like I said, he's here every year. I don't think he's missed a year yet. Mr. Doyle Vermette. Yeah, Asta. You know, I know him. Yeah, I know him. Yeah. Where did our Vice Chief go there? I mean, Carol. Yeah. All of you that got baskets, eh? There's lots of blueberries out there. Holy smokes. You can go blueberry picking, because I look at you and you're not hunters. I'm going to get in trouble and never get to MC here again. Holy. They're all berry pickers. That's what they are. Yeah. Sing a blueberry honor song. No, I'm just kidding.
Blueberry.
Oh my, Elmer, you're no good. Okay, our next one, RCMP Superintendent Murray Chamberlain. Asked him come forward. There's a couple of more officers. Be on standby. Hey, we're going to honor you at this time too. So. Thank you so much. Assistant Commissioner Rhonda Blackmore Ustum, F Division, come forward. Photo shoot, those of you that want to come forward. Everybody's ignoring me and Gerald. Nobody's even taken a picture of us yet. Yeah. There we go, one person is. Yeah. Over the camera went, bloom, we broke it. Yeah. Okay, next one over, we have RCMP Indigenous Policing, Staff Sergeant Brian Kelly. Asked him, come forward. Brian Kelly, come forward. Enough of that chili, that bowl of chili you're feasting on over there. We're going to do a draw also. A 50-50, it was $2 a ticket. Oh, go on over there. Yeah. I'm not giving you the mic, it's mine. Also representing the RCMP Staff Sergeant Dwayne Whitford? Whitford? Okay, there we go. North Division, come forward at this time. Make sure you put that gun on safety, yeah. I don't want anybody getting hurt. Now here's a real trapper and a hunter. Hey, he's not a blueberry picker, this guy. Barry Ahenique, president of the Northern Trappers Association. Ahenique. What am I saying Ahenique for? Carrier. Holy smoly, wrong reserve. President of the Northern Trappers Association. There we go. We got a hunter in the crowd, yeah. Where is he? He got mad because I called him Barry Ahenique. Okay, we acknowledge him when is he here? Second call. It sounds like the old Christopher Lake closing time. Silver Bullet. Some of you remember that place, eh? Yeah, hell no. Barry Carrier. Third call. We'll acknowledge you later. We'll give you your blanket and also the gun that they have for you. It's not a basket. Okay. Big round of applause to all our dignitaries that have come to be part of our celebrations. In honor of you, we're going to call all our jingle dress dancers here. All our jingle dress dancers. Ask them, they're going to dance for you. One more. Okay, one more individual we want to recognize. Our manager of our prevention services, Montreal Lake Cree Nation, Norman Henderson. Asked him, come to Henderson. Holy smokes, I'm really messing up names here. Norman Ross. Oh my God. I know. Oh, I better quit this job, yeah. Should have said Valentine. I didn't want my last name. Okay, all our jingle dress dancers, come forward right here. Come dance right here. You're gonna dance for all our dignitaries that come to visit us. Show them our traditional dance that come from the Ojibwe people as a healing dance. So all our dancers, again, I want to acknowledge Bev, their crew, for making these outfits, teaching and bringing dance back to our community in Montreal Lake Cree Nation. We'll do this song in honor of our dignitary that are here, our jingle dress dancers. We're going to ask you to do your stuff. Yes.
One more presentation is to do here.
Okay.
Before you go on, Elmer, we want to present a gift to our MC for all the mistakes you're making. So we want to present Elmer. What's your last name? Valentine.
Valentine.
Let's present Elmer with a gift. Let's give him a round of applause, folks. Elmer's done a heck of a job today. Round of applause for Elmer.
And a berry picker too now.
And one more person we'd like to acknowledge. We'd like to acknowledge the young man there with the purple bunny hat. I'd like to call him Gerald Valentine. Come on up, Gerald. I'll present you with a gift as well.
Thanks so much, yeah. You know, we had our powwow last weekend in Little Red. Gerald was our arena director over there. We called out all the tiny tots. That whole arbor was filled up, eh? All those tiny tots, they're all under 6 years old. We're all taller than Gerald, yeah. Just kidding.
All right, Elmer, take it away.
Okay. And berries, yeah, we gotta go pick choke cherries. Okay, Niggamuk Boy Son, let's do an honor dance of all the ones that are honored here that bring us joy to this camp once again here in Molanosa. But here's our future, our champions that are going to represent Montreal Lake Cree Nation and many celebrations to come. Give them a big round of applause. Big round of applause to our jingle dress dancers. They're going to be representing Montreal Lake Cree Nation and coming powwows. Hoochia! Big round of applause to Iron Swing. Thank you so much also. Thank you to all our dignitaries. We thank you for coming out here once again. But we got 3 more days here of celebrations, ceremonies to be happening here at Montreal Lake Cree Nation Molanosa Days. Hi, hi. Thank you for allowing me to make mistakes. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna make a draw here at this time. 50-50s. We got $200. We're gonna reach in here. We're gonna grab a ticket.